So the last few times that I tried Harpoon, I had a problem. The problem was essentially that I could not, for certain files, add the file to the list of entries that Harpoon holds. If I go look at the actual Harpoon setup, because I've already forgotten all the keyboard bindings, at the same time, I'll show you what the problem was, before. So if anybody's interested and they're using neovim with the Kickstart, this is what I have. So I have neovim with Kickstart and Vim. And what I was having trouble with is that certain files would not get added to the list of entries in Harpoon. So if you don't know what Harpoon does, essentially there's a little bit of implication in the name built in. You like harpoon, you shoot across and you grab files across your code base, and instead of going through like tabs, like tab new, tab next, tab previous, or dealing with your tmux setup or whatever, you just use keyboard shortcuts. You put the files you want to quickly access into a stack, into a list, and then you use keyboard shortcuts in neovim to quickly jump between those files, right? So you can see, let me just go down to the end here. All right, so what I have here are some key bindings, yeah, and like comma E opens up the list, I believe. Comma A. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. That's my own. Up here. Comma A appends an item to the Harpoon list. Leader key E, or I think I've set it to Control E for me, opens up the menu, right? So yeah, here we go. So I have a Harpoon menu right there. So that's a good start. Everything's working great. Now, the problem that I was running across is certain files would not get added, would not get appended to that Harpoon list. The reason is because Kickstart neovim has a key binding for particular types of files. If you have your tree sitter, which is kind of like the LSP kind of tree sitter thing, where you can do cool stuff with a tree sitter. It literally just goes through your files and gives you additional functionality. The problem is this leader A right here. If you were in a particular file where tree sitter was initialized and doing what it was supposed to do, then leader A being set by default down here, which is what this was before comma A, was causing an issue. In other words, it didn't work. So certain files, if tree sitter was inactive, you could add. And in other files, you couldn't add because tree sitter was taking over the key binding to append to the list. Now, I created a ticket here, right? And I think it's closed now. I think everything's done. Let's see. Maybe it's a recent one. Let's see. Maybe, there we go. So this ticket here, yeah, I provided my excuse me, I provided my setup, and you can see, at first I thought maybe it was like a WSL thing because that's what I'm running on Windows. I'm running Windows Subsystem Linux, and there were certain files that wouldn't work. And then at the very end, I realized it's because of this. Now, if you look at the actual repository, part of the problem I love Harpoon Man here. This is great. Part of the problem is that the initial, when you read this, like README, like what this is, the instructions include example key bindings. I wish I could find them now. Maybe this has changed recently, but he used to have key bindings, which, yeah, it's not here anymore. But the key binding examples that were provided here by Primogen were in conflict with the tree seeder ones. So probably he took them out because, you know, he realized there might be a conflict there. So as long as you're aware of that with the Kickstart neovim setup, then you're able to work around that quite easily. So now to test this, to make sure that it is actually doing what I want it to do and that I fix the problem. It used to be JS files and SH files that I couldn't add. So if I just open up, okay, hang on, let me make sure I don't have it open. Oh yeah, I do here. Okay. All right, so let's open up game.js. Cool. And then if I do, so here's the Harpoon list, right? Now, if I hit enter, it does take me to README, which is great. If I want to, I can open up, like, let's say this SH file, right? Now, I could go around in my tabs, or let's escape this. If I do comma A, there we go. Now I have build.sh here. Okay, so that's great. So now what it means is that I can literally just, like, you know, go around. Now the other thing that I have is you can see keyboard shortcuts here where you can choose which file you want to, you know, jump to. So if I've done this right, then there we go. H, T, Control S, Control D, right? Oh, N is what I'm missing, not D. So N, there we go. N, H, T, what's the other one? H, T, and S. Yeah, so I don't have 3, so that's fine. But you can see here. So now my JS files are getting added. Now my SH files are getting added. So all it was literally was that that conflict with the keyboard bindings between neovim tree sitter and the bindings for Harpoon. Now what's cool about this is you can see that if I really want to, let's open up something else. Let's open up okay, so if I really want to, you know, I could go do this, right? Go through my tabs. In Tmux, you could do a similar thing. And that works. That's fine. And I have keyboard bindings for that. But normally, if you don't have your keyboard bindings, you'd have to go like, you know, tab previous or even tab P. Tab N works. You know, so instead of all that, there you go. Now, if I want to, I just go comma A. There's my event bus, right? Now, I believe that the stack, you can add as many things as you want. There you go. So you have 5. But I won't actually have a way to get to 5 because I don't have a keyboard command to get to 5. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, but not 5. Now, somebody told me, somebody who's watching, who was watching when I was originally trying, told me that if you go beyond 5, things start to get wonky. I've had trouble with my neovim setup, so I'm just not even going to do that. If you want to go beyond 5 and add keyboard commands to, you know, swap around between like 5, 6, 7, well, you know, beyond 4, by all means, you can take the risk if you like. I'm not going to do that right now. But this is pretty nice, honestly, because I just know the main files. I can choose the main files that I want to work with, like key core files, right? Throw them into the Harpoon list and just quickly swap around them. So even if I do have another file that I'm kind of just like, I'm not really seriously looking at it, I might do like a quick change. Then I just want to go back. I can do that. It's really nice. Now, if I do add, let's say I add this guy again, okay, comma A, E, there we go. So if I do have something, beyond 4 and I want to get to these, all I have to do is open up my menu, choose the file that I want to go to, hit enter, it takes me there. All right, let's go to DOM, it takes me there. So beyond 4, you can still do it. You just have to do it a little bit more manually. And then what you can do is you can, like a normal editor buffer, you can delete a line and then write for a save. And there you go. And now one of these, there we go, is going to be dom.html. So it's pretty nice. So everything's working now. I don't have any more issues with it. I'm quite happy with it. It's great. And I'm really like, it's quite an impressive little thing that Primogen put together here. So hopefully people find a good use for it. Francis on Twitch chat, you can probably make those more QWERTY friendly if you use Dvorak. True. There's probably quite a bit you could do to customize your own setup much nicer. And it's kind of up to you. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of neovim and even Harpoon. It's quite customizable. So all the configuration values in here, it's all up to you. So it's nice. It's quite nice. I think for me, the biggest benefit is being able to pare down key files that I use a lot in a coding session. Maybe across multiple sessions, doesn't matter. But you pick, maybe your top 4 files that you're going to be touching quite a bit. You put them on the list, and then you just do quick swaps around. And you just know that all those key files are just a keyboard command away. Just two clacks, 2 clickety clacks, and you've got your key files ready to go. So, Mr. the Primogen, great job. It works great. It's a great little tool. I appreciate that you put it together, and I think for anybody else out there, if you watch the Primogen piece together Harpoon and code it, you'll see, first of all, Lua is like really not a terrible language to code in. It's quite handy, quite nice to do plugins. And Lua has some advantages if you learn it. You can do stuff in neovim, like I just showed you. You can do stuff in you can make some mods for video games. Like it's quite useful. Watch Primogen and see him work on. He's doing APM motions right now. So basically, what he's trying to do is watch the kind of like your activity in your neovim. It's a keylogger. It's essentially a keylogger, so you can take all your secrets. Just ignore that, though. What it's really trying to do, what he claims that it'll do, is that it'll give you statistics of some sort. How efficient are you when you're using neovim, right? Like, that's pretty cool. And then you can kind of like, there's a lot of stuff you can do, like, figure out if there's areas you want to improve on with your ability to type in neovim, things like that. Maybe you want to have like a leaderboard just for fun. It's pretty cool. So anyways, that's it. That's what I wanted to show, because I think it's working really well, and I'm going to start using it on my projects, and especially on stream. I want to show it off a bit more. So thank you, Mr.